So over the weekend, there was again there was a stabbing in Winnipeg. Who would have guessed? Unfortunately, it happened at the Forks, and the two victims were new Ukrainian refugees who had just arrived in Winnipeg. Two young men who recently fled the war in Ukraine to find a better life in Winnipeg were victims of a violent attack at the Forks district on Canada Day, according to a couple who came to their aid. It's something I've never experienced in my life before, something you see on TV, and when you see in person, it's absolutely just shocking, Julia Zan said in an interview with the CBC on Sunday. The Forks, a 22-hectare National Historic Site in downtown Winnipeg, located at the junction of the Red and the Assiniboine Rivers, is built as a destination and meeting place and is widely frequented by tourists. Zan, 26, and her husband, Jorge Torres, 32, were out driving with a friend around 10:30 p.m. Friday when they came across the immediate aftermath of the attack, which she said left a 22-year-old man with a stab wound in his neck and his 23-year-old friend hit by pepper spray. Torres said the stabbed man was walking in the street, holding his neck, and he saw he was bleeding. He was screaming, I need help, said Torres. Zan called 911 and got out of their car. The knife was still stuck in the man's neck, Torres said. Winnipeg police and the Forks official have confirmed that one man was stabbed and another pepper sprayed. Police said little else about the attack and have not announced if any arrests have been made. There probably hasn't been. This is Winnipeg police we're talking about. They don't do jack shit except abuse homeless people, basically. They said Saturday that the major crimes unit was still investigating. Yeah, sure they are. Just like they investigate missing girls. Right, okay. These people are fucking... The Winnipeg police, that is. There's a big difference between the Winnipeg police and the Saanich police that we just talked about. Let's just put it that way. The incident marked the latest in a series of violent crimes at the Forks over a few days' time. Police said a father and daughter were attacked in the parking lot in an attempted robbery on June 27th. Two men were stabbed outside the main market building on June 29th. In May, a man died after being stabbed in the parkade on the grounds. On Friday night, Zan, who came to Canada from Ukraine in 2010, was able to translate, as neither man spoke much English. I'm just telling him, breathe, telling him to keep talking, Torres said. He's like, I'm going to die, I'm dying. And that's what he's saying. He's pretty much just laying in a pool of his own blood at this point. Torres said they were told the men who had been crossing the street when they brushed shoulders with three males. When the Ukrainian men turned to apologize, they were attacked and the assailants ran off, Torres said. Zan, Torres, and their friend happened upon them about a minute later, Torres estimates, and want to leave downtown. While waiting for paramedics to arrive, Torres said they learned the men were refugees, had only been in Canada for 2 weeks, and on Canada Day, moved to their downtown Winnipeg apartment. Zan said their focus was trying to keep the stabbed men calm while trying to stay calm as well. In the back of our heads, at the same time, we were like, this guy could just die right now, right here, and there's nothing we could do. So I tried my best to just tell him to calm down and everything was going to be okay. Just try to be positive. Paramedics arrived soon after and rushed the stabbed man to the hospital, Zan said. Zan said she and the man's friend visited him in the hospital early Saturday morning. He told her he was feeling fine, she said. I think it's a bit of a miracle in my mind, she said. The first thing they wanted to know, Zan said, was whether they should stay in Winnipeg. They asked her where they should go, what area is safe. Zan recalled. She told them she'd take them around different areas of the city, but they want out of downtown and potentially want to go to another province, she said. So it's very unfortunate. This is a direct result of Manitoba's policy on poverty. This is a direct result. You're gonna have to find some fucking evidence to go around that. Because, who's just walking down the street and stabs a random guy in the neck with no reasons? Dude, what the fuck? This is the dumbest shit ever. And our province can't do anything about this shit because obviously they don't care. They don't care at all. They just got these people here and they're like, yeah, you know what? Instead of giving you any sort of path to safety, any sort of direction on where you should be going, how you should be doing this, any sort of help. No, we're just going to let you guys walk around downtown and get fucking stabbed in the middle of the street. Welcome to fucking Manitoba, boys. This is just how this shit works here. Nobody, this happens all the time. How many stabbings, Winnipeg, 2021? How many stabbings were there last? 42 murders by stabbing last year. Cool. Here's the list. All these people. And guess what? Nothing changes. You know why nothing changes? Because nobody in the city government or the provincial government gives a shit. Why? Because they don't need to. Their voters are going to vote for them regardless. They got what they want. They have their property. They have their land. They have their farm. They have their small business. They can do whatever they want now. They have everything they need. They don't give a shit about anybody else. Once somebody's in that mindset, how the hell are you going to get them to care about, stabbing victims, especially ones that are brand new here and are refugees? They don't give a shit. And the fact that this has happened this many times at the Forks in the last week, 3 times in the last week, guys. Why the fuck would anybody go to the Forks right now if they know that they're not even gonna be fucking safe going there? This is ridiculous. I feel bad for both these guys that got attacked and for Julia and Jorge here. Like, they shouldn't have had to deal with this. Why the fuck did they have to deal with this? You're putting this on these two folks right here because some dude who's walking down the street just got randomly stabbed by a group of 3 guys. Like, come on. We have to be able to do better than that. Like, we have to do better than that, right? Fucking ridiculous, dude.